Hey guys, I want to share with you very strong evidence against Islam that I learned while living in Egypt and from other YouTubers. But it's an argument nobody uses. So I want to start off by sharing a verse from the Quran. Here it is in Arabic for those that can read Arabic, but we're going to do the English. Indeed, the believers, Jews, Christians, and Sabians, whoever truly believe in Allah in the last day and does good will have their reward with their Lord, and there will be no fear for them, blah, blah, blah. All right? This is located in 262. Now, we know the Sabians are before Islam, predates Islam, because they're mentioned in the Quran. Why is this important? Well, because we have the Sabian book right here, the Ginza Rabbah, right? And we are going, now we have it in English, but if you buy it in Arabic, it's word for word Quran. Just copy paste. Mohammad liked to plagiarize. He's a huge plagiarizer, as we all know. And we're going to learn today where he learned about the story of Solomon and the ring and the demons and Solomon's story in the Quran. Where can that be found? Well, it can predate Islam, and it can be found right here in this pagan religion of the Sabians. Verse 189. This is on the Ginza Rabbah, the right, because it's separated right and left. From Noah, the man, until the city of Jerusalem was built there, are 6 generations. It endures in prosperity for 1,000 years. This is the good part. And King Solomon, son of David, is born, and he appears. He becomes king of Judea and a powerful ruler of Jerusalem. The demons and evil spirits submit to him and comply with his will until he exalts himself as divine and becomes ungrateful for the goodness of his Lord. After that, demons and evil spirits turn away from his word. His royal power is taken away from him. Now, this story is found in this pagan religion, which Muhammad then later copies. Now, we know this is false because they don't believe in Allah or anything like that, or even the God of Israel. They believe in what's called the High King of Light. And they have a lot of weird doctrines. Now, you might be wondering, well, maybe this is Islam before Islam. Well, let's see who writes it. And by the way, it's not. It's very pagan. But right here, we can figure out who wrote this book. Let healing and cleanliness, strength and firmness, speech and hearing, joy of heart, and a lessening from sins is there for me, Mahatam Yahuna, son of Sarat, and for my father Yahya, son of Samat, and for my mother Sarat, daughter of Sarat Samat, and for my wife Sarat Samat, daughter of Yasmin, and for my children, blah, 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 and Adam, Yohanna, and Maatim, blah, blah, blah. And this is the lineage of who wrote this book. For I have trust in the name of the life, and I wrote these scrolls that there may be for me a memorial on the earth Tibble, and that my name is set up in the house of perfection. Furthermore, a lessening from sins is granted to all priests of Mandeans who seek instruction in these scrolls. Hearken the voice of the life and praise of first life. You are praised, my Lord, blah, blah, blah. It's not important. But the point is, I wanted to show you guys who wrote the Ginza Rabbah, at least the right side, and how this is a pagan religion. All right? A couple of things we can go over. Here we go. This is where Muhammad gets halal from. Do not eat the blood of animals, nor from those which have died, nor from those which were pregnant, nor from one casting its young, nor one breathing its last, nor one which is wild has attacked, but slaughter with iron knife and wash, rinse, purify, cook, eat it. So that is halal. That's where halal comes from. This is where the cleanliness of Islam comes from. When you approach your wives, wash yourself with water and purify yourself. A lot of washing here, so we know where that comes from. Let's see what else we got. We could do this one. Do not take interest and compound interest from gold and silver. This one's important. Let me read it again. Do not take interest and compound interest from gold and silver, lest you be judged in the darkest darkness. Do not lust nor fornicate. Do not sing. Do not dance. Do not let your hearts be captivated by song of the adversary. He who is completely full of sorcery, deception, seduction, corrupt mind, perfect ones, and lead the heart of the believers to fall. All right, so we see here two important things. This is where Muhammad gets no interest from, so you can't really get a house or get loans. And this is where he gets do not sing nor dance, do not listen to music. Comes from this book, not the Quran. Comes from the ginza. Now, again, Muhammad was called the ear, as we all know. He couldn't read or write, so he heard things from the Sabians, from the Christians and the Jews, as the Quran states. They predate Islam. And he just was like, oh, this sounds true. Let me make a cult and throw these things in there. All right, we'll do some more. Do not rely on beauty of bodies, for they unexpectedly are destroyed. Walk accordingly to the word of your Lord, so that you will ascend in high cleanliness to the realm of light. Show proof of submission, worship, and praise to the high King of light, not to Allah, to the high King of light, so that your sins and trespasses may be forgiven. So what do we learn here? Submission. Submission to who? The high King of light, aka Muhammad later changes it to Allah or illah, the la, la la illah la, le la, the leh God. Leh is the moon god, and Akbar is the sun god. O men who take women, O you women who come to men, O you men who take women, beget and bear children. If you do not beget your children, you will bear illness in bed. Islam has something similar, where you get sick in bed, your kids get retarded. If you have sex certain times of the month, and they go blind. If you have sex other times of the month, and they're handicapped. If you have sex other times of the month. So that leaves you like one day of the month where you can have sex without your children being retarded. That's Islam. Anyway, still I must teach you about the hateful deeds. So this is where women are talked about. I must teach you about the hateful deeds that women commit. What hateful deeds do women commit? Well, about every woman who commits adultery, about every woman steals, about every woman who practices witchcraft and torments the soul of the body, such a deed is unacceptable to God, and blah, blah, blah. So it talks about how stupid women are and how likely they are to sin. Do not take a slave girl as a wife, which Islam doesn't. You're only allowed to rape slave girls. You can't have them as a wife. One has not been set free. So do not marry slave girls. Just rape them. That's fine. Now this part, do not praise the sun and the moon, the illuminators of this world, for their brilliance is not their own. Now this is interesting. This one did not make it in the Quran because Muhammad does praise the moon god. Right? That's the symbol that Muslims hold. It's the half crescent moon, right? That's Leh. Leh is the half crescent moon god. Akbar is the sun god. Now, you might say, oh no, it means bigger. Well, bigger is Akbar, not Akbar. Akbar. Okay? And what does that mean anyway? God's bigger or larger. Larger than what? Larger than who? So yeah, sun god and moon god. Now they praised the moon god because they lived in the desert. It was hot. They didn't have a lot of water, didn't have a lot of shade. So when the moon came out, it was like, a relief. The moon was a relief. So they worship the moon god, Leh. Not Allah, the moon god is Leh. El Leh, the Leh. The moon god is El Leh. We can keep reading a little bit more. Do not praise the sun, whose real identity is Lord Adonai. So do not praise the sun, because the sun's real identity is Lord Adonai. Lord Adonai is a Hebrew term for, that's what they call Jehovah. That's who they call the true God, Adonai. But here they're saying that's the sun. So this is a pagan religion, whose name is El Diti of the Canaanites. Besides, he has other hidden names, which are not revealed to this word. He, Lord Adonai, chose a people for himself and called together a church for himself. The place Jerusalem was built, the city of the Jews, who circumcised themselves with the sword and spattered their faces with blood, they worship Lord Adonai. Now this is true. The Jews worship Lord Adonai. But it's not the sun god. It's the God of Isaac and Jacob and Moses. These people, Sabians, have it confused. They think the Jews are worshiping the sun god, Lord Adonai. The men forsake their wives and go away and lie down with each other. The women, during their period of menstruation, lie in the embrace of their men. They turn away from the first doctrine and make a scroll for themselves. Kind of how this book is doing. It's making a scroll for itself. I say to you, my chosen ones, do not believe in those who have forsaken their Lord because of their fornication. Do not mingle with the Jews. I wonder where Mohammad gets this from. Do not mingle with the Jews. Why? Do not stand by a single word. From the Jewish people, all nations and religions went out. False prophets appeared who spread lies and deception like Mohammed. They enter with the angels of defectiveness into the wombs of women who become pregnant. They entered with the angels of defectiveness into the womb of the woman who become pregnant with them. With blood and menstruation, the women bring them forth. The lying prophets take wisdom out of their hearts, and through them they cast bondage into the world. They call themselves God and call themselves representatives. They put on a body and assume the shape of men. They write a scroll of falsehood like this one, make insertions of names for them, like the Quron, and let them pray false prayers like the Quran. They stew lust again, passion over the face of the earth, themselves and the prophets. All right, this video is 13 minutes long, so we're going to take a break here, and then we'll continue. We're going to find as many verses as we can that end up in the Quran, because that's the goal of this series, to study the ginza and Rabbah. And by the way, this is only the right side. We haven't gone to the left side yet. But yeah, I want you guys to like, subscribe, share. We're going to expose Islam, but we're going to do it in a loving way. We're going to bring them to Christ, and we're going to show that the Quran is a false book by a false teacher, by a deceptive devil who sprinkles in some truth and some lies, because if it was all lies, no one would believe it. The devil is very smart. The devil has been deceiving people for 5,000 years. He's very experienced in how to sprinkle some truth with some falsehood to get you away from Jesus Christ. That's the point of this series. Show up for the next video. Like, subscribe, share. We're going to do more deep dives. God bless you guys, and may Jesus Christ come for you all. Amen.